Hi there, it's Shell, and today we are going to make ephemera for our two books. So I just want to show you guys what I did. I have 3 signatures for each book that we're working on. And this one's for the smallest, the shortest book. It's the yellow cover, which is right here. So obviously I have to make a spine, but this is what I've got done so far. And now, let me show you some of the things I put in here. I put in some coffee dyed paper. The larger pages that came from the blue book, they were really fragile. So what I did is I just cut down the pages and then I attached them kind of with a little hinge so that I could sew them into the signature. That way I could go ahead and use the pages because I really wanted them in the books. So I had to do that. It took a little bit more time. Oh, and then on the inside, I just kind of doubled up with some washi tape. So I did that to all of the larger book pages. And everything else looked pretty good. This one cracked a little bit. I put some washi tape on here. But everything else looked pretty good. I do have some eco-dye paper, so I thought that would be fun to put in here, as well as some coffee dye paper, some ledger, things like that. So right now we have about 10 pages in each signature, but we're going to go ahead and continue adding to them, and I just wanted to bring you guys along. I just thought we'd have a fun craft with me. Get my table and stuff set up here. And one thing I'm going to do, it's kind of a play on one of Gayle's pages that she started doing, and I really like it. And so what we're going to do is just kind of remember, you know, watching it, and then I'm going to just kind of put together something that will work for me. So it's not necessarily exactly what she did or what she has done, but it's just kind of what, you know, sometimes I forget exactly, you know, step for step, so we're just going to do what I remember. So I'm going to make 3 of these at a time. I don't think these will take all that long, and I want to do a total of 6. So I'm going to do 3 for this book, 3 for the next book. And it's just easier to do ephemera all at one time. So again, I'm just kind of, you know, remembering what she did. I know she used 6x6 paper. So what I did is I just cut this one down to 7x6. And let me make sure I'm using the right signatures here. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to decorate this, and then it will just become another page in our book. So, like that. So essentially this is just a smaller page. So I'm just going to work on these. And I thought I'd bring you guys along because, you know, I know a lot of you guys watch Gayle. She's so fun and has so many awesome ideas. But you know how you seem to remember something, but then you don't want to go back and look for that particular item. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. I just remembered her doing something and I wanted to kind of recreate it. So, and it's been a couple of weeks ago that I saw it. That's why I am not 100% sure, you know, what she did. So we're just going to play and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I remember that she took, you know, 6x6 paper, and then she would fold it. And then I also remember her talking about those Project Life cards. Well, I don't have any of those, but I do have some of these beautiful cards that I want to use. And I got these from Miss Diane. and her store is Pretty Pink Cottage, and I always have that listed below, so if you were interested in these. So I have a set of 4, so I have 2 in each, 2 of the same cards. So I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to skip the winter because this is more like spring through fall, but I'll probably use the winter and in both books. But since I'm doing 2 books, I want them to, you know, both get these little cards in there. So I'm going to scooch this up just a touch so that I'm sitting back a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so let's set these to the side and we'll just focus on this one. So what Gayle did is she had another Project Life card, and she turned it to the side, or like to the back of this card, and then she punched a hole. I remember that. But I don't have another card, and even if, you know, if I had one that I didn't want to put, I don't want to punch on this one. So what I started thinking was I have tons of little scraps. So I'm going to cut down the scraps and use them for this project. So I'm just going to, I think what I'm going to do is just grab a pencil. I had one earlier. And we'll see what we can do here. So mainly I just want, you know, like 2 cut-offs this size. And then this card will go on the front of our little pocket. So it's an additional kind of step of what Gayle would do. Sometimes I ask myself, what would Gayle do? You guys know how I am. Sorry, I think my arm's in the way. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and make like 4 of these.
Daddy.
I mean 6 of these. Okay, so I already went ahead and cut those down to fit my pages or my cards, and like always I didn't cut them correctly, exactly the same, so I'm just going to trim them up here and hopefully they'll fit okay. This one was a little bit bent, but I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just curve these while I have them together. Also, I really like the kind of rounded corners. So I'm gonna, and what I did is, so that the back would have decoration also, I just went ahead and cut out 2 from the same papers. And I'm going like that. I think that'll work. My chomper is really full, so I need to empty that sooner or later. So now I'm just going to do this and see what else I can remember. This kind of, after this part, I don't really remember what she did. So we're just going to kind of play and see if we can't kind of come up with some ideas. So I do want to pull out my distress ink, and I'm going to go ahead and just ink around the front, I think. Oh, maybe I'll go around both. Just easier, because I'm going to sew these together. So I'm just going to go ahead, and this one I am just using my Vintage Photo Distress ink, and that will cover up. If they don't match perfectly, then that will help cover up any imperfections. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, a wonderful week. It's just been, we've had a lot going on this week, you know. We've had to work. Hubby had to do fiber watch, which means that if they are digging on top of a fiber optic, that he has to sit there and watch them and, you know, maybe tell them the depths and stuff, make sure they don't cut it. So he did that all morning. And then my nieces and my little grandbaby came over for a little while earlier, and so I kept putting my video off all day, you know, because I was thinking, well, because I was fixing to make a video, and my husband called and said, or texted and said, I'm going to be home in a minute. So I thought, well, I'll wait until he gets home. And then as soon as he walked in the door, the girls wrote and said they were on their way, and they were less than 10 minutes away, so I put it off until then. And we don't have a lot of visitors. So then the cats got all freaked out, so they all hide. And when they left, they were all hyper, the cats were. So it was just kind of a busy, you know, nothing went as planned. I planned on uploading a video first thing this morning, and it didn't show up, so I had to keep doing it over and over. And every time I uploaded it, it said you have a duplicate in there, and it wouldn't show up and wouldn't show up, and like 4 hours later it finally showed up. So just a weird day. I know I'm just jabbering, just filling you in on my day. I watched a couple of Hallmark videos while I was waiting for the one to upload. But I didn't want to start another video if I didn't have that video, because I didn't know where to continue, you know. You know how it goes. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tack these together, just because I'm going to sew them. So, here's my summer. I want to check them all with the colors, because I don't want my colors to be off, you know, like if I should match this one with that one or whatever first, but they all look pretty good. So okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just put a little light. I want to keep this as a pocket. Actually, you know what I forgot to do? I'm going to go ahead in the top of this one, and we're just going to put the slightest thumb hole in here and hope that it works okay with my card. I didn't think of that before, but I think I'll just bring my card down, and so I'll have a little bit of a thumb hole there. We'll do that on one side of each of the cards. And that way they can tell that it's a pocket. Also, okay, and this one. So yeah, I've been thinking about these ephemera. And you know, the colors in these journals are so much different than the colors like in my last journal, which was the coffee, kind of the coffee lovers journal. So the colors are so much different that it's kind of fun, you know, to do bright colors and stuff. So again, I'm just going to just put a little bit of art glitter glue just on both edges, and I'm going to let these dry before I sew them. But I just want to make sure that they're going to slow down. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it like that. I was thinking of something else, but I think I'm just going to do that, and that way I can just line everything up and get it kind of matched and stuff. Okay, and then I was going to make a pocket out of this too, but I think I'm just going to glue down my card instead of sew around it. Or I could sew around it and make that into a pocket also. I think I'm just going to glue it down though. I'm going to try and see how this works. I'm just going to glue the whole thing down, just kind of avoiding like where the thumb would be so it doesn't glue my pocket shut. Sorry. I should have made it a little bit taller, but that's okay. And then I'm going to come around it and just sew. So I think that will work nicely. And then go ahead and do the same thing here. So it will probably still be, what am I thinking, attached or sewn, you know, but there just won't be a pocket, which is fine. So then I'm going to put just a touch here and touch on the other side. For here, oops. That way it just kind of lines up better, I think, whenever I do sew it. So that will work. Again, that's glue, dries so quickly that I don't worry too much about it. Again, I'm using art glitter glue. I picked mine up on Amazon, but I also shop from their website. So summer, spring, oh wait, I have 2 summers and fall. That's okay. I'm going to grab from my other batch there, and I'll put that on that one of those pages. Okay, I need fall on this one. Try to get that lined up really nicely. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring you guys along since I'm making different ephemera and stuff. And I thought it would just be a lot of fun. It's always more fun to craft with somebody. Like Miss Gayle always says, she likes to craft with her followers and stuff, and it does make for just a more enjoyable time. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then I'm going to sew around it, but I think I'm going to, like this one, I want it to be on a totally different thing. So I'm going to go ahead and sew around the cards first. So when I got my sewing machine out today, I went ahead and I changed my colors on here, and since I'm doing 2 colors and they're kind of bright instead of the brown that I had before, I have a yellow and a purple. And the purple isn't, you know, like all the plan in my journals, but I had a bobbin that had purple on it, and so I just thought I would go ahead and use that. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go top to bottom on 3 sides, and I'm going to do a zigzag, and just to give it some, you know, prettiness and some decoration. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and go back, mainly because I want it to go to the top of this card. I didn't quite have it where I wanted it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go around all of them. And flip, turn. But I just thought it would be fun, a fun addition to this book. And then I'm going to cut those off and I'll show you what it looks like. It looks really pretty. See how it has the, and then on the back it has the purple, which I think is pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and do that around these two also. I had it way over too far, so I just moved my needle. It doesn't take that long with this sewing machine, and then it's kind of gives you a little bit of decoration, which I really like. I like the look of the stitches anyway, so it's not a necessary step. It's just something for a little extra oomph, I guess, in your books. But you definitely don't want to do this if you have wet glue or like sticky glue that never dries, you know, like a dry glue, because it will gum up your needle. Okay, so that didn't take all that long, just fun. Okay, I'll scooch this out of the way. And I love the colors. I love how they're so bright and cheerful, so that's kind of fun. So let's match that one up with that. This one, dots up there, and because this one matches that one, we'll do that. And then what I'm going to do is just going to put just a little bit of glue, and we're just going to kind of make this into a little extension. I don't want it to go over 5 inches, so I'm going to check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that looks pretty good. My pages in this book are 5 inches. So I definitely don't want it to go over 5 inches, and it's just under 5, so that's good. And I'm just doing the glue because I will do some more sewing. So again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue here, and then I will put it here, and I just want to make sure 1, 2, 3, it's about 3.5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. And then I'll do this one. This is where, you know, it kind of loses me where Gayle went with this, because even though like I said, even though I watched her, I don't really remember what came next. So just kind of doing it by feel, letting the journal talk to me. Okay, so I knew I wanted some kind of fiber on here, so I went in and I was looking for like a pink rickrack. Sorry, but I couldn't find one. But I did find this white, so I'm going to use white, and then we'll see what we can do from here. And you know, I don't know that Gayle even uses fiber. She might use lace or something, but I really like to add this. So I'm just trying to find my end. Okay. So I just thought I would maybe put that like right here. I think that would look kind of pretty. You can't really see it really well. I think pink would have stood out certainly more. But maybe we'll put something behind it and see how that works. Oops. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut down 6 of them, or 3 of them for now. And see if there's something else I want to add, which I was kind of thinking, in each of the signatures I also have these little rounds, and I thought those were so adorable. So I was kind of thinking something like this, where I put the zigzag material, what's that called? I totally forgot what I was talking about. Rickrack. Put the rickrack there, and then like this on top, kind of bring in the kit. So I think I'm going to do that. I think that'll be really cute. Just going to go ahead and glue this down. That way it'll give my glue a chance to kind of dry before I sew that. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on the circle just to like hold it in place. And then we'll kind of go over that, and then I'll take it back under the sewing machine and I'll just sew straight down. And that way it'll kind of hold it all together and just kind of blend it all in. And then we'll stick them in our books. I think it'll be really cute. So let's just do that. But it's so much easier to do it like in an assembly line than, you know, to do one book, come back and do another book. So I think I'm going to do this one here. And we'll just kind of, I don't want this one really covering that up. I just want to, something like that. And then I'll do one over here also. Then I think while I'm giving this a minute to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do my other 3 for my other book. That way I can kind of get them all done at once, and since this is a craft with me, you guys can follow along or just fast forward to when I sew on these or whatever you guys want to do. So I really like how those turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these over. This one just needs my little, needs just a tiny thumb hole right there. And then I think I'm just going to, I think I'll just glue them just a little bit here and here, and then I'll trim them and ink around the edges. A little off, not horrible. So, find my other cards. Here's a spring. That's cute. Just go around here. See if they line up. Do you hear my baby girl? Is that Sophia?
Yeah, it's
Sophia,
so,
she when she gets lonely, then she'll cry. And we also have, you know, we have Bubby, and when he wants to play, he'll cry. So we have to kind of figure out, you know, who is crying for what reason. So Daddy had to run in there and check on them. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. I'm reading those, the Chocoholic books again, you know, the murders. And I really loved her books, and I thought, well, this time I could kind of, you know, take a little bit and step back for a minute and relax and just enjoy the book, because I already know what's going to happen. And I was laughing at her talking to her cat, because, you know, she'll be like, oh, he, you know, he knows what I'm saying, but he doesn't, you know, give it away and things like that, and that always makes me laugh. Because we sit there and talk to our cats all the time. So, and then for this last one, what I'm going to do is, I had 2 scraps of paper from the kit, or from my scrapbook paper, and they didn't quite match, but I didn't want to have to cut down another whole piece. So I'm just going to use those as soon as I find my other card. Here it is, fall. So, and I just put one on one side and one on the other, which I think is fine. Let's do a little thumb hole so we can see what we're going to put in here. And hopefully that will fit. That'll fit pretty well. So yeah, it's just been an eventful day, and it's been fun and stressful at times. It really gets stressful, you know, because you spend a lot of time. You know, each video that I do takes, you know, I was thinking it takes the time that it takes to actually record the video, and then for each step on the computer is at least usually an hour. So probably takes a good 4 hours just to get my video ready to upload. So, you know, you record it, and then you have to upload, you know, take it from the recorder, or, you know, my camera to do that, and then you make it into a movie, and so that takes time, and then you have to condense it, or I do on my computer, and so sometimes that'll take 3 or 4 hours just to condense, which is crazy. And I've tried to upload them without condensing, but it won't work. So, and then, you know, it takes another 40 minutes or whatever to upload actually to YouTube. So, I mean, you're looking at 4 or 5 hours. And so this morning I was just so irritated that it wouldn't, because I had it all condensed and everything, but then I had to go back and condense another one, and then it kept saying you have a duplicate, but it wasn't showing a duplicate. So you guys know what I'm talking about if you make videos. Sometimes it can be really kind of stressful. Oops, I forgot to do those corners. But yeah, you know, it's not an easy process. It's not a short process by any means. And I know some people can, you know, if I was to use my phone, I could upload right away and not have to do, you know, all the, but that still takes a lot of time to upload all as well, you know. And it was just, today was just a headache kind of day with my uploads. I don't know what was going on with them. But yeah, it was just, and then my animals and stuff, the way, you know, they were after a company came, and one of our cats is still hiding somewhere because somebody scared him once, and we had some friends stay with us for a couple of weeks, and the kids kind of tormented him. So anytime anyone comes over, sometimes it'll take him hours to come out of the, you know, back. Usually hides under the couch. So he'll pop out eventually, but you know, it's just, you feel bad for the cats, you know, whenever anybody comes over to visit, and you think, well, should I have people visit more often, you know, so they can get used to it, because the other cats it doesn't bother, but it bothers him. And of course they all hide when anyone actually shows up. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these real quick, just because it doesn't take all that long. Yeah, it's kind of fun once you kind of work with what you're going to do, what piece of ephemera you're going to do. Then, you know, if you just make a whole bunch at one time, it's really nice because, you know, you can just knock out your journal. That's always fun, you know, just kind of do like a little, what's it called, assembly line, and it just makes things so much simpler. So yeah, whenever you can, you know, just sit and make a lot of ephemera. But, you know, like these, I knew I wanted to use these cards in this book, in these books. So, you know, if I was to make the backgrounds and stuff for these, if I made them out of, you know, with the intention of using cards, that's one thing. But if you were to use like your Project Life cards, then it may not be as easy, you know what I mean? Because if you didn't know what you wanted to go on the card. So, because your measurements and stuff may change. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down 3 sheets of my paper so that I can use them in my other journal. And I thought I had already cut some down, but I don't see them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to do like 6 by 7 because I think that makes a really good backdrop, kind of. So 6 by 7. I have to find my glasses. I can't see it. Okay, that's 6. Okay, so 6 by 7. So, and I'm just using a bunch up of my, the colors that I've used already. So I'm just kind of have a batch of cardstock and scrapbook papers kind of over to the left. So let me cut this one down. This should be 7. 6 here. go ahead and put the rickrack and stuff on them, and these will be done. So just kind of, you know, if you intend to make more than, you know, one journal at a time, I guess is kind of what this little series is about, is, you know, just doing more than one batch of ephemera at a time. I really don't do more than 1 or 2 books at a time. I've tried to do like 5 books or something, but that kind of stresses me out. And I think it's wonderful if you can do, you know, 6 or 7 books at a time, then go for it. But, you know, it just, I have found that it really stresses me out, and I really like to just do 1 book, get it completed, and move on to another one. But I thought I'd try just the 2 books at a time, this, you know, for these, and just kind of see how it works. And so far, it doesn't feel overwhelming, but, you know, sometimes it does, especially if I'm going to use, you know, the same type of items. That's a little bit bigger, but that's fine. This is for my bigger book, so I'm okay with that. I'm just going to fold that, grab one of these that I think will fit really nicely. That's kind of fun. And this one, it can go up to 5.5, so that's still pretty good right there. And we'll do these. These will be a little bit smaller, but that's quite alright. Let's do this one because it has a little bit more color than the other one does. And like that. I love this idea. I think it's so fun. I didn't let that sit long enough, did I? And we'll put this one on here. And we'll put this one on here. And then while we're filling our other ones, these can dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my rickrack on. And then we're going to put the little circles on just like I did the other one. That's another little tip is, you know, if you're going to make your journals, you know, the same type of journal, and I have seen Diane do this, Diane Hubert, her link is below, but what she does is, like, she'll work on one and do the signatures and stuff for one journal, and like if she's doing 3 journals, then she will use that first journal as a prototype for the other journal, and I think that's a great idea. So let me get my rickrack here. I think that just kind of adds a little something to it. And then, like I said, we'll sew this down in just a second. But see, I'm able to do about 6 pages like this in an hour, whereas, you know, sometimes if you don't really have an idea or you want to do everything different, then it will take a little bit more time. Like, I've noticed most items take me, I can do like 2 an hour. So this will definitely kind of kick up my productability, you know. If I can find my little circles. So here's the kit for my big kit. So these are for the big one. So here they are. Well, here's another one of them. There's the other one. Okay. So since I have the same kit for both journals, then I can kind of play along like that, and I can make, you know, different little this exact same kind of But if you didn't have the same kit, you could, you know, cut out circles for your, you know, like if you knew you wanted to use circles, then just cut out circles of whatever you wanted to use for the different journals. But having the same kit and the same products helps a lot. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry, and then we are going to sew the other ones down because they're pretty dry. So pull up our sewing machine just a touch. I'm going to change it to a straight stitch because I don't want a huge amount. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down the rickrack over the little circle just to the end of the card, so, or the little pocket. And then this will be ready to put in our journal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of these real quick. Just makes things so much easier when you can do it in an assembly line, that's for sure. Okay, we'll try these and see. Hopefully they're dry enough so they won't muck up my needle. Here, that way I know they're from my other book. How nice is that? And I have 3 pieces done. Actually, I have 6 done. So let's get these and we'll put them in our journal and we'll see if we have any more time or if we're about ready to call it a day. So I'm just trimming off the threads. A lot of people don't, but I really like to trim mine. Isn't that cute? I love how that turned out. So anytime you wanted, you know, you could change up whatever you wanted to do. You could put fabric on it or lace, you know, just kind of figure out on one of them what you want to do and then follow through with, you know, the rest, however many you want to make. You could definitely make, you know, a whole lot of these. Generic, using up some of your paper. Again, I don't know if these were part of her Use My Stash video or not. I'm thinking they weren't, but they may have been, I don't recall. Okay, so let me grab my, they are over here. And we'll kind of just go through here and see where we want to put them. I think they would be fun in the first signature, the first page of each signature. Isn't that fun? I love that. And then we'll come back later and we'll put like a little tag right there. But you can open it, they can journal here. And it's the perfect size for this. That is so fun. Again, Gayle to the rescue. What would Gayle do? So I love those. I think those are just so much fun. So much fun. And then we'll put this one here. We'll go ahead and trim up those other ones. I think we have a little bit of time left for our other signatures. So I hope you guys enjoyed these. Hope you give it a try. And if you're not familiar with Gayle Agostinelli, she's such a dear friend of mine, and she just blows me away with her ideas. And she shares other artists' ideas and stuff too, so she's definitely someone to watch and learn from. And her link is always below under my people that inspire me section. I always have her link and some of the other girls that inspire me. So, just in case you were wondering how to find her. But she's so fun. She does a lot of craft with me's and a bunch of journals. She's doing a freedom year, so she's not, her plan is to just focus on what she wants to do, and I think that's awesome. You know, just enjoy herself this year and do whatever inspires her. So isn't that cute? Look at those, the little circle and the card. I think that is so sweet. I think I might put that one on the second one of this signature. I love that. So fun. This is some of my Eco Dye paper. I think that's fun. I'm going to go ahead and put that one on the front. And then this one, I'll probably put that on the front also. Just to add a little something. So I hope you guys liked this project. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. So I just really love this. So I hope you guys like this. Hope you give it a try. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss a video, sorry, hit that bell. So I'm always doing something new. So thanks for watching. Be sure and come back tomorrow, and we will see you in the next video. You guys have a wonderful day.